Hi everyone, how's it going? I'm only doing this live because I've got a new mic. As you can see, I got a new mic here, and I just wanted to test out whether it was working well or not. I filmed it a couple of times, like on this phone, and the microphone was working okay. So let's see how it goes for this live, okay? So first of all, hi everybody, how's it going? To all my fellow TIs, how are you guys doing? I don't really have much in the way of an update. This is just an excuse to use the mic to test it out, because I've got a video to do today, because I've just opened up Empress Justice Astrology. So I'm going to be doing a new video in relation to that. That's going to be on Empress Justice Astrology. I changed it from Empress Justice Daily. So I'm going to do an astrology video. Well, actually, no, not an astrology video, but an introductory video into the channel. And I'm actually quite excited about that. I'm actually looking forward to it, which I can't really understand why, but I am actually looking forward to it. It's been a long time coming, I have to admit. So go ahead and check out Empress Justice Tarot. That's my main channel. Empress Justice Tarot is Empress Justice Astrology is my side channel, but I have a feeling I'm going to be having a lot of fun with Empress Justice Astrology. I will leave the links to that in the description. If you're a fan of the occult, you don't have to be a fan of gangstalking to be a fan of the occult. You can love the occult without, being enamored with your handlers. Sorry, my throat's a bit dry. Hang on. You can be, in love with the occult without being, enamored with your handlers or relating to your handlers. You can just love it for the sake of it. So if you love it for the sake of it, check me out on Empress Justice Tarot and Empress Justice Astrology. I will be making a new video this evening when this cycle stops. So, yeah, join me on that. As for updates on me, there aren't really any updates to be had. Again, it's just the same shit all over again. Although, what I can tell you is that when it comes to my mental health, I do notice that if the gang stalkers feel they're not getting a sufficient enough reaction out of you, they will create something that I can only call a skit or a performance. The first time that I noticed they did something like that was, I think it was back like in 2010, 2011, because I used to have maladaptive daydreaming and I used to think out loud, right, for hours sometimes. So there would be this person just thinking out loud, talking out loud in public. And I think the main thing is to kind of sow a seed in the mind of the target so that they end up engaging in certain behaviors that will be detrimental to them. So that guy talking to himself in the park, that is something that I would call a skit. I don't know what it's called. It's street theater, but it's like a step above that because they're trying to plant a seed in your mind to make you doubt yourself based on what they've observed. So that was the first instance of that. The second instance that I can remember is when I was on a 98 bus coming back to the house that I used to live in. And there was this woman who had a white coat on and who was rambling, and she was presumably told to come up to me and start talking. And she said that not only was she sectioned, but she was moved back to Harlesden. That was a town that I used to live in, because I'm not going to go all over the place. So I was living in Willesden Green at the time. This mentally ill person said, "Oh, they're going to section me. They've sectioned me before. They've injected me before, and then they moved me back to Harlesden." So that's another skit. They were trying to find out exactly how I would react if I was supposed to move back to Harlesden or if I was supposed to be sectioned. And it's kind of not long after that I was sectioned, but again, it was never as bad as they wanted it to be. They wanted it to be so bad that I would have to be injected, but it's never gotten to that place, right? So that's the second skit. The third skit is when I was outside the Actors Pub, and there was a mentally ill person called, I'm not going to say their name, but there was a mentally ill person who wanted to speak to the manager of the pub, right? And that's here in Brighton. That's the third skit I can remember. So here in Brighton, there was a mentally vulnerable person. I'm not going to say their names again. They wanted me to talk to the manager of the establishment. And yeah, so they were saying that because of what I wrote on my social media, I can't go back in there, but I need to talk to him. Again, that is what I would call a skit, because this person was crying, and because it's a knowing sort of cry. I recognize the behavior. It's a knowing sort of cry. So that was another skit that I can think of. So I'm getting to a point. Bear with me. All right. Now, you guys know that the whole point of them upstairs continually trying to get a rise out of me and trying to do stupid shit is to have me sectioned. And I've told you before that a lot of people have their resources annexed because of sectioning. I've told you guys that before, right? So they've been trying to have me sectioned, especially when I start doing all my occulty stuff, because I love the occulty stuff. And, every time I do that, they piss their pants. That's neither here nor there. So because I'm doing that, and because I'm minding my business, and because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, once again, we've got another skit. Last night, there was a woman like across from me who, I shouldn't say woman, I shouldn't gender it because I don't want to reveal this person. There was a vulnerable person who was in obvious distress. Okay. From what I could see, because my eyesight's not great. From what I could see, they were in genuine distress. So I was actually reluctant to call this a skit because it seemed like they were genuinely not doing well. But again, there are perps around here, so it's not always easy to tell. So last night, and it was very early in the morning, there was this person absolutely screaming blue murder. Get off me! Get off me! Like just screaming blue murder whilst like quite a few police were surrounding this person, right? And among the words that I heard this person say was, "Why are you dragging me out of my home? I haven't done anything wrong. And, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Like, remove that person, not me." Again, these are beats that I'm familiar with because it's something that I've said myself. Do you understand what I mean? Like, there are people around me, neighbors, people around me trying to drive me crazy with street theater to have me sectioned. And the point of these skits is to plant subconscious seeds in your mind so that you subconsciously end up doing stuff to get yourself sectioned, or end up giving your perps ammunition subconsciously so that they can get you sectioned. That's another form of manipulation. These skits are another form of manipulation. And that was a skit from last night. Now, this is the thing, right? When I was doing my occulty stuff here, now it's being framed as me trying to frighten people. So on the one hand, they want to call me the mad lady. Mad meaning you're not really in control of what you're doing. I've said I was crazy before. I've said that before, but the way they're trying to engineer this, they're not trying to make me look mad as in mentally vulnerable or, maybe emotionally dysregulated. No, they're trying to make out like everything that I do just makes absolutely no sense. That's what they're trying to get across. That's the first thing. That's the first reason they're trying to call me the mad lady. The second reason they're doing it is because they can't say the N-word slur without pissing their pants. Again, everything that I do makes them scared. So instead of calling me a racial slur like they want to, they call me the mad woman. So what they feel like it does, it serves the purpose of casting doubts on my character, making everything that I do look irrational, because that was their actual game plan. That is their actual game plan. Everything she does is mad. The children have been doing that. Like, you know, all the perps have been doing that. From now on, everything she does is crazy. If she breathes in and out, it's crazy. If she rants, it's crazy. If she does this, it's crazy. Like, they just make every single thing that I do try to look as crazy as possible, even when it's normal shit. And they do that with all TIs. So the point of all of this is to sow seeds in my mind to make me engage in erratic behavior so that they can subconsciously have reason to section me. Now, this is the thing about me. I'm well aware of my mental illnesses, and I'm well aware of when I want something, how to utilize my mental illnesses in order to get what I want. Borderline personality disorder, I know how to use that. My fucking PTSD, complex PTSD, I know how to use that. Even my PMDD, I know how to use that because I know me. Maladaptive daydreaming, same thing. These people assume that they will always know my motives, but they don't, because I know how to use my mental illness to make it work for me. So what they're trying to do now is they're trying to make sure they can put me in a situation where my mental illness costs me so that they can feel like they have the upper hand on me. But this is the thing. They will never have that, for the simple reason that they are always spending more time obsessed with me than they are looking at themselves. But that's the plan. The plan is to have me sectioned. And I don't think it's because I don't think it's actually because they care about the case. I think the reason why they want to have me sectioned, or they want to have me angry, or they want to have me ranting online, is because they want to feel like they've beaten me in at least something. And it's pathetic, I know. Look, considering this group of people have already engaged in smear campaigns, are already harassing me every single time they walk past my door so that they, so that I can hear them. Even when I'm not there, even when I'm not in the picture, they still have me in their mouth because they have to, right? I know how pathetic it is. They are the ones technically with the upper hand. I say technically because they don't really have the upper hand at all. They've walked into a setup, but that's another story. I understand how pathetic it sounds knowing that they've got the upper hand with police, with psychiatry, with everything, to the point where they have literally engaged in crazier behavior than me, and they have not been sectioned. I understand how pathetic it is that they want to feel like they've won in something. I get it, but that's how they feel. They want to beat me in something. They want to win in something. Very early on, when this whole thing was kicking into gear, I remember the sister from upstairs, like the one with the biggest mouth in the family, even more than the daughter does. I was hearing her say, why should she get everything? She's good at singing. She tells the truth. She's strong. She's smart. She's got all of these things. It's not fair. Imagine I'm a targeted individual being electronically tortured. I've literally lost bone. My organs are shrinking because of the amount of electronic torture that I've actually gone through. My myelin on my spinal column is eroding because of the amount of torture that I've been subjected to. I've been debilitated for weeks because of the electronic torture I've been subjected to. I've been homeless. I've been betrayed by most of the people in my life. But because I am able to be happy with what I have, because I'm able to be confident, because I don't doubt myself, because I know who I am, because I have all these things like singing voice and intelligence, none of which you even want, I get everything. I'm winning. I'm winning because I can sing and hurt your feelings. That's what you see as winning. You see as winning me singing and hurting your feelings. Evidently, you and I have very different ideas of what victory is. Because I don't see this as winning. What I see as winning, like I said before, is targeted individuals not being targeted individuals anymore. What I see as winning is every man, woman, and child from targeted individuals, you know, whoever's been put on the list unlawfully, whoever has been experimented on unlawfully, are able to be fully compensated. The psychopaths that are relishing in torturing people, they should either be killed or behind bars. To me, that's winning. To me, that's winning. Like, I don't care how talented somebody is. In fact, I don't even care, and they know this. I don't even care how afraid the perps are of me. It means nothing. They've already put themselves in the firing line. Why the fuck should I care about how they feel? They've literally proven that they are willing to die to call someone an N-word and get away with it. They are literally willing to die to call someone the mad woman and get away with it. They are literally willing to die to be set up for their own murder just so they can feel like they have won over someone else. So why should I care how they feel? Including fear. Why should I give a fuck? Why should I give a fuck? And for that matter, why are they so pressed that they feel like I'm trying to frighten them? Ain't I supposed to be the mad woman? So why the fuck should you care, like, what effect I'm trying to have on you guys? Why should you give a shit? Seems to me like I care a lot more about myself than you do about yourself. You're willing to live in filth just so that you can get one over on me. You're willing to literally walk into your own slaughter just so that you can have one over someone else. Couldn't be me. That could not be me. Ever. You see what I'm talking about when I talk about living bitch made? There it is. And I'd be willing to bet that when it came to me talking about how the perps were being set up to be killed after the TIs, ideally, I bet you any money that when the perps challenged their bosses on that their bosses basically admitted it. I'd be willing to bet that that was the case. I'd be willing to bet those people admitted it, and now they realize they ain't got shit left to stand on. They've got nothing left to stand on. Now all they can do is harass someone else. Yeah, that's what you led yourself to the slaughterhouse for, to feel better than a black person, and you still failed. To feel better than a so-called mad person, and you still failed. The amount of people who wanted to feel better than me, and all it did was lead them to the slaughterhouse. All it did was it gave them a guaranteed ticket to the slaughterhouse, bruh. They are guaranteed. When you are a perp, you are guaranteed on the conveyor belt. When you're a targeted individual, there's at least the slightest chance that you might get out with your life. There's at least a slight chance of that. Why? Because of what we're fighting for. We're fighting for freedom, for everybody's freedom. So at least with us, I mean, sure, it's a very slim chance, but at least with us, there's still a chance. When you're a perp, you have no chance. Just walking straight into the slaughterhouse with mad lady under your breath. Okay. Okay. You know, it's up to them, mate. At the end of the day, karma comes for everybody. It comes from me. It comes to everybody. Yeah, like, there are so many people who have done me wrong in life, who thought they could roll around in the mud and not get dirty, and they're about to find out if they haven't already. There are so many people who have made bank off my pain that have so much more to lose than me, and they're about to lose it all. Because again, being a perp is you know, even if a TI doesn't do a goddamn thing to you, you have a guaranteed path into the slaughterhouse. You're guaranteed to end up there. There isn't a chance that you'll end up there. You're guaranteed to end up there. I guess in many ways, I am a bit luckier than the perps, I guess. Because as much pain as I go through, you know, at least there's a chance. You know, when you're a TI, at least there's a chance. Not every TI makes it. In fact, most of the TIs have died before they got justice, but at least they died with something of a chance. At least I have something of a chance. The perps have no chance. You know, it comes back to that same principle. You're going to live like a bitch or die like a lioness. I'm going to die like a lioness. When I pass away, I'm not going to have any regrets because I would have lived by my integrity. And I wouldn't have co-signed my own death warrant. Are you kidding me? Not to feel better than someone else. Absolutely not. Yeah. Anyway. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Yeah. Just to talk about the skit situation. Talk about, I don't know, it's nothing really to write home about. Like a lot of what the gangstalkers do, like I said before, they just do the same shit over and over and over and drive themselves insane, trying to drive you insane. Only this time it's even more pointless because they know that they're just doing it towards their own death. All right. it ain't got shit to do with me. It hasn't got shit to do with me. I don't even know why I'm talking about it, frankly. But then again, if I didn't talk about it, then TIs out there wouldn't understand the situation that we're actually in. So there is some use to this. Anyway, I've got to prepare for I've got to wait for that to finish because that's going off in the background. We will talk soon. Follow me on Empress Justice Astrology on YouTube. I changed it from Empress Justice Daily. Go ahead and follow me on there if you want to catch the latest video that I'm about to make tonight after that shuts up. Okay? I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings. And to all of my fellow TIs, please let me know in the comments how you are. I always want to know. I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings. Bye bye, my darlings.